conditional event, conditional probability, and after that I discussed dependent events and independent events. And basing on the conditional probability, we have seen yesterday the multiplication theorem also. Okay, so according to the multiplication theorem and conditional probability, the conditional probability is probability of A given B or A after B, that is occurrence of event A after the occurrence of event B is defined as P of A intersection B whole divided by P of B, or it can also be written as N of A intersection B upon N of B. And if you cross multiply this, it is P of A intersection B is equal to P of B into P of A after B. It is easy to remember also. Whatever is there in the denominator, that will be multiplying here. If you have B after A, then you will have A here. So P of A and B. Intersection means and. A and D and. So P of A and B is equal to P of B into P of A after B. Okay. Now, if you see the continuation to this one, it can be extended to any number of events, particularly if the events are independent. If the events are independent, we have seen if P of A intersection B is nothing but P of A into P of B. Similarly, if A and B are independent, if A and B are dependent, just now we have seen that if A and B are independent, this intersection becomes into. Similarly, it can be extended to any number of events, which is nothing but P of A intersection B intersection C intersection and so on is nothing but P of A into P of B into P of C into so on like this. Okay. Now, go to the slides. Let us work out the problems based on this now. Let us work out the problems based on this now. And if A and B, please go through the problem. Well, if A and B are two independent events, each with probability P, A and B are two independent events, each with probability P. That is, it is given that A and B are independent events. First of all, understand, whenever they are given to be independent events, understand that P of A intersection B can be straight away written as P of A into P of B, which is in this case now it is P into P, which is nothing but P square. That's the thing you have to understand there. So, if A and B are two independent events, each with probability P, P not equal to 0, then P of A given A union B, you can see that. P of A given A union B or P of A after A union B. Using the conditional probability, it can be written as P of A intersection A union B upon P of A union B. What I said? P of A after B. P of A after B. Just in the previous case itself, I wrote that P of A after B is nothing but P of A intersection B, that is P of A. This is treated to be B here. P of A intersection B whole divided by P of A union B. And how do you understand A intersection A union B? And be sure that you are thorough in the Venn diagrams. A union B is this. A intersection A union B means either A. What is the meaning of A union B? Either A or B or both. Either A or B or both. That means in A union B, A is included. In A union B, the total A is included. Now we need the intersection with A. Intersection with A to A union B. Intersection means what? A and, this intersection stands for A in the AND. A and A union B. It's nothing but A only. So it is nothing but P of A upon P of A union B is nothing but P of A plus P of B, addition theorem please, addition theorem, minus P of A intersection B. P of A intersection B, just now I wrote because they are independent events. Because they are independent events, you can straight away write this intersection as into. So this is P of A into P of B. What is P of A given? P. What is P of A? P plus P minus P square. So if you simplify this, P upon 2P minus P square. P gets cancelled, and what should be the answer here? 1 upon 2 minus P. 1 upon 2 minus P is the option there. It is option number 4. So what we did here, the given probabilities are P. Because they are independent events, intersection becomes into. So P into P, that becomes P square because both are equal. And you're asked to find out P of A after A union B according to the definition on multiplication theorem or conditional probability. Or conditional probability is nothing but P of A intersection A union B upon P of A union B. So P of A intersection A union B means A union B is nothing but this. A intersection means A and A union B. That means you have to take the common area to both A and A union B. The common is nothing but A, that is why it is written as A, and P of A union B, addition theorem, is nothing but P of A plus P of B minus P of A into P of B. Why P of A into P of B? Because they are independent events, otherwise we write here P of A intersection B. Now the values are substituted and simplified. It is nothing but 1 upon 2 minus P. Go to the next problem. Now if you see carefully this problem, for a biased die, the probability for a biased die, the probability for the different faces to turn up are given below. What is the meaning of biased die? What is an unbiased die? Already explained you. Unbiased and biased. What is the meaning of unbiased die? There is no partiality on the die. That means every number on the die, if the die consists of 6 faces, on the 6 faces you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the 6 will have equal chances of occurrence. That is, they are said to be equally likely. They are said to be equally likely, and equally likely, then they are said to be unbiased die. If they are not equally likely, that is said to be biased die. Biased die means what? So there are more chances for an event to occur. There are more chances for an event to occur. What are the events in throwing a die? Either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. The table is given there. You can clearly see that, please. The faces are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Faces are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are the probabilities for 1? What is P of 1 in this case? Is nothing but 0.10. What is P of 2 in this case? P of 2 in this case is 0.32. It's clear. So the die is tossed, and you are told that either phase 1 or phase 2 has turned up. You are given that either phase 1 or phase 2 has turned up. That means the experiment result, generally the experiment results in 6 outcomes, any one of 6 outcomes. What are they? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. But here it is given that either 1 or 2 has turned up. Now what do we require there? Then the probability that it is phase 1. That it is probability is phase 1. What is the probability to get phase 1? So the required probability in this case can be simply taken, of course, using Bayes theorem only, but it is common sense that you can also understand the required probability is nothing but getting the phase 1 upon, because it is already given that either 1 or 2 turns up. either 1 or 2 or R. You can see in the problem itself, either 1 or 2, either phase 1 or 2 turns up, either or means plus you have to write. So P of 1 upon P of 1 plus P of 2. So what is P of 1 here? 0.10 upon 0.10 plus 0.32. It is nothing but 0.10 upon 0.42. What should it be now? It is 10 upon 42. 10 upon 42, you can simplify that. It is nothing but 5 upon 21. 5 upon 21. Understand that. Here, how can we generalize this to the conditional probability? Conditional probability only because the condition is given that either 1 or 2 turns up. The condition given. So that is why that condition is brought to the denominator and the required one is sent to the numerator. So P of 1 upon P of 1 plus P of 2. So P of 1 is substituted. P of 1 plus. Why should we write plus here? R is there. R is there. So improve your approach in solving the problems when they are given like this. Let's go to the next problem. Next. Now see this one. Mr. A and Mr. B. Please go to the problem. Mr. A and Mr. B each have a bag that contains one ball of each of the colors, one ball of each of the colors, blue, green, orange, red, and violet. How many balls are there? Blue color, green color, orange color, red color, and violet color. Totally 5 different colored balls are there. According to the data given, A and B each have a bag consisting of all these 5 balls. That means Mr. A, Mr. B are there. Mr. A has a bag in his hand and he has 5 balls in his bag. Mr. B has also have a bag with him and he also have a bag consisting of 5 different colored balls of the same color, that of A. Now you go to that. Mr. A and Mr. B each have a bag that contains one ball of each of the colors blue, green, orange, red, and violet. A randomly selects one ball from his bag. A randomly selects one ball from his bag and puts it into B's bag. B then randomly selects one ball from his bag and puts it into A's bag. Then the probability that after this process the contents of the 2 bags are the same is. You are 2 friends. Let us suppose first friend, your name is A and your friend's name is B, and you both have 2 bags with you, and in your bag, that is your A, in your bag there are 5 balls. All those 5 balls are of the same different colors. All those 5 balls are of different colors. The colors are of course given to be blue, green, orange, red, and violet. 5 balls are of different colors. That bag you have. Similar bag is with your friend Mr. B. That means he has also a bag, and his bag is also containing the balls that are of the same color with you. Okay. Now, what Mr. A did first, that means you did first. You have selected a ball from your bag and put it in your friend's bag, who is B. Okay. Then your friend B again picked up a ball from his bag and again he kept that in your bag. This is the process happened. That means A picks out a bag from his bag and puts in B's bag, and again B picks up another ball and puts in A's bag. This is the process happened. So in this process, what may happen? Mr. A taken blue ball and he put it in the B's bag. Then understand that B has 5 balls. When you put another ball in his bag, those 5 balls become 6 balls. 6 balls. Then again, B picked up another ball and he puts it in A's bag. then what the ball picked up by B may be blue or maybe green or maybe orange or maybe red or maybe violet. But here we require the probability of getting the same color ball. That means if A puts blue ball in his bag, B must also put or pick up the same color ball and he has to put it in A. If A picks out orange ball and he puts it in B's bag, B should also pick out the same orange ball and he has to put it in the bag A. That's what the required probability is now.